guys, it's Sarah, and today is the second video for our Advent Unwrapping exchange that I'm doing with my friend Lisa from Books and Smiles and Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library. If you haven't watched books 1 through 5, I will leave that link down below if you want to go watch that. I go a little bit more into detail about what this project is. But basically, it is a book exchange that me and Lisa and Lindsay decided to do together. And we sent each other 25 books, and we are unwrapping them on camera for you guys for the entire month of December. So today I'm going to be unwrapping books 6 through 10 for both Lindsay and for Lisa. And let's see what we have. All right, I did Lindsay's first last time, so this time I'm going to start with Lisa. So this is book number 6. Okay. Ooh. I have not heard of this one. Desperation Road by Michael Ferris Smith. What is this about? All right, so this book is set in Mississippi, and it follows a man named Russell who was a prisoner in a penitentiary. However, he is now released and believes that he has served his time, all that stuff. Everything should be fine, but vengeance kind of surrounds him all over the place, people wanting to get back at him or not thinking that he even should be out of jail. And you're following him kind of dealing with that. You also follow a woman named Mabel and her young child, and they are basically hitchhikers, you know, just trying to maybe run away from something or just trying to get to a different place. And they end up in trouble with the law, and there is a dead deputy, and Mabel is holding the gun that killed him. So Russell finds himself entangled up with this whole situation somehow. So that sounds very interesting. It seems like this is going to be very gritty and very messy. Totally into that. So interesting. All right, book number 7 from Lisa. Okay. Oh. Kiss, Kill, Vanish by Jessica Martinez. I haven't heard of this one either. Okay, so this follows a woman named Valentina, and she is living in Miami. She has a wonderful boyfriend who she's desperately in love with, and she ends up witnessing her boyfriend killing somebody in cold blood under the orders of her father. And this apparently shocks her. So it sounds like maybe a mob type of thing that she didn't realize her family was a part of, and her boyfriend as well. Maybe something like that. And she makes a split-second decision to get out of there and run away and not be around any of these people anymore. And I'm pretty sure trouble is just going to end up following her because she witnessed this murder happen. So very interesting. I haven't heard of it. I love that. Book number 8. Ooh. All right, another one I haven't heard of. This is why I love Lisa. She just will find books that are not mainstream, and I love that. Okay, this is The Deepest Secret by Carla Buckley. So this follows a woman named Eve, and she lives in a very nice neighborhood on a cul-de-sac. And the thing that is happening with her family is that her son Tyler has a very rare disease where he is incredibly sensitive to light, and it can do him a lot of physical harm. So in their house, they have to have really heavy drapes that don't let in any sunlight. He can't go out in the daytime at all. So if he ever goes out, it's at nighttime. And one day, something really bad happens in their neighborhood, and Eve is realizing that maybe some of her neighbors are not what they seem, and some secrets are happening, and I'm sure there's secrets within her family as well that are kind of coming about because of all this. So that sounds very intriguing, and I love that I haven't heard of this book or this author at all, and I love that. All right, book number 9. Okay, something by Heather Young. I don't know if I've heard of that author before. The Lost Girls by Heather Young. Okay, so this follows a family, and in 1935, one of the daughters of this family, her name is Emily, she ends up going missing while they are on a family vacation at a lake house in Minnesota. Because of her disappearance, her mother goes into a deep depression about it and refuses to leave the lake house because she is just convinced that her daughter is going to show back up. She spends the rest of her life there, still convinced that her daughter's going to show back up. Her other 2 daughters, Emily's sisters, stayed there at the lake house with her and really kind of supported her in all this, and also believed that Emily would show back up. Emily never shows back up. Eventually, the grandniece, she's part of this family somehow as a grandniece, I'm guessing to maybe Emily's mother. She is grown and has 2 kids of her own, and she ends up going to this lake house upon one of the sisters' deaths, kind of the last one that had died. And she is hoping to take solace there and kind of get away from a very manipulative relationship that she's in and kind of use it to escape. However, while she's there, she's realizing, there's more to the story than what was ever told. There's a neighbor who is elderly and who was present at the time in 1935 when Emily went missing, and he may know more than he's letting on about what happened, and it kind of, everything snowballs from there. So I'm pretty positive her and her daughters are going to start kind of piecing together what actually happened to Emily. So that sounds very interesting. And book number 10 from Lisa. Okay. Oh, I think I've heard of this. The Summer That Melted Everything by Tiffany Mcneil. I'm pretty sure I've heard of this. The title sounds really, really familiar. Okay, so this follows a young boy named Sal, and he's 13 years old. He wanders into a town in Ohio, and he's kind of claiming to be the devil. Okay. The son of a local prosecutor, his name is Fielding, he brings Sal back to his house, and the family takes him in, kind of assuming that he's just either a runaway or he's stranded somewhere and just has nowhere to go. So they take him in and, offer to help him. As the longer Sal is there, there's a very strange heat wave that has happened in this town that's very not normal, and things start happening. So there's some accidents that are kind of happening and, just some weird things. They kind of try to play it off as it's the weather, just making everybody crazy. But some people start to really question whether or not Sal is the devil the way that he says. So that sounds interesting. I'm wondering if this is a mental illness book. Sounds like it might be. It's either mental illness or it's magical realism, whichever one. I don't know, but I'm interested. And now we are going to move on to Lindsay's. So this is book number 6 through 10 of Lindsay's. And Lindsay has put tags on each of her books, and some of them are written on there why she chose this book for me, not all of them. So if there ever is an explanation, I'll read it to you guys. But this one does have an explanation. So this says, just because you love historical fiction. So it's a historical fiction. Let's see which one it is. No, Lindsay. I literally just the other day put this on my wish list because I had someone recommend it to me for our video where we talked about nonfiction that reads like fiction. And so I put it on my wish list because someone recommended this to me, and it's here, and that's awesome. And I've seen people talk about this and have really been praising it. So that's awesome. This is Radium Girls, written by Kate Moore. This follows the true story of a group of women who I believe were working in a plant that was using radium as one of their ingredients for something, and it actually caused them physical damage, like to their body, to their skin. It caused them to actually glow. And, back then when they were starting to work with radium, they didn't know all the dangers of really working with this product. So I've heard very, very good things about this. It was recommended to me by somebody, so now I can read it. Thank you, Lindsay. Number 7 from Lindsay. No note on here, but how cute. Like, how cute is that? It's adorable. Okay, let's see what it is. Ooh, I have not read this author yet. Awesome. The Good Girl by Mary Kubica. I don't know how to say her name. I should probably look that up. I have not read anything by her yet, but I've always been interested in her books and I've heard good things about them. And I just haven't ever picked one up for whatever reason, but I've been wanting to. Oh, I'm so excited. So this one follows a girl named Mia, and she goes into a bar because she is supposed to meet her on again, off again boyfriend. However, he doesn't show, and she ends up striking up a conversation with this man named Colin. Some sparks are flying. She decides this could be fun, so she leaves with him. However, that ends up being a very big mistake. Colin was actually hired to take Mia and deliver her to his employers. However, he decides not to deliver her, and he takes her to an excluded Not exclusive. That sounds fancy. This is not fancy. Excluded cabin in the woods and kind of hiding out with her instead of taking her where he's supposed to. Because of this, her mother and her sister are trying relentlessly to find her, and a whole bunch of things come up. Why was she taken? Who are his employers? Why is all this happening? All that good stuff. I'm excited. Number 8 has a note on it. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Uh-oh. You will love the characters. One of my favorite quotes from a book is in here. Enjoy. Oh, this will be fun. One of her favorite books of all time. That is some high praise. No pressure. Oh, I've been wanting to read this. The Life We Bury by Alan Eskins. Oh, I've really been wanting to read this book. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know what it's about though. Let's see. Okay, so this follows a man named Carl. He has a writing assignment where he has to interview somebody and write a short biography on them. So he ends up going to a nursing home just to find a stranger, because it has to be a stranger, just to see if anyone would be willing to kind of give him their life story. Maybe it could be interesting. He ends up talking to a man who is a Vietnam War veteran. He was very decorated, kind of considered a hero. He is also a convicted rapist and murderer, and he has spent his last 30 years of his life in jail for those crimes. And he was put on medical parole because he was dying, and they put him in this nursing home temporarily, basically to live the rest of his days out there. And Carl is interviewing him and getting his story and finding out all these things about him. And he's thinking that things are not adding up. You know, the war hero and the convicted murderer do not sound like the same person. How is this happening? And did any of this really happen? And, you know, is this an actual murderer? So that sounds so interesting. And the fact that it's one of her favorites, I'm automatically interested. So I'm very excited about this one. This one has been on my radar for a while. Okay, number 9. Ooh, I have not heard of this. All right. This is Sister Dear by Laura Mcneil. Okay, so this follows a woman named Allie, and she is incorrectly convicted of a crime and ends up spending 10 years in jail that she's not going to get back. She had a daughter who is now a teenager, so Allie is out of jail, and she is living on a coastal city in Georgia with her daughter and trying to reconnect with her. Her daughter's really kind of not buying it. No one's really buying her innocence in all this, even though she claims that she is. And she really starts taking steps to uncover what actually happened so she can clear her name. She's finding out secrets. There's things happening in her family that she was never aware of. So this sounds very interesting. All right, so this is the last one. This is book number 10 from Lindsay, and there is a note on here. It says, great historical fiction from an unlikely author. Maybe an author who doesn't normally write historical fiction wrote one. This sounds interesting. Interesting. Okay, this is Alex Cross's Trial by James Patterson and Richard Diallo. That person? Okay, I'm not sure if this is part of the Alex Cross series or if it's like a prequel type thing. I have read a few books in the Alex Cross series, and I really like that character and I like that series. So this probably sounds like something that I can read aside from, you know, in the order type thing, but let's see just in case. Okay, so yeah, the only blurb on here about this book is Alex Cross tells the incredible story passed down through generations of an ancestor's courageous fight for freedom. And it says separated by time, connected by blood, united by bravery. So I believe this is spanning different time periods in the past of Alex Cross somehow, whether it's him or his family, but it's going to be something that, you know, kind of spans a whole bunch of time. So yeah, historical fiction. Would not think that James Patterson had that in him. Okay, guys, that is it. Those are books 6 through 10 from both Lindsay and Lisa. Make sure you head over to their channels today. I will have them both linked down below, and check out their openings today because they're going to both be opening books from me and they'll be opening books from each other as well. And I'm so excited to see how they react to what I got for them and what they got from each other because we have not really shared a whole lot of that over this process. So very exciting. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. I'm going to be back in another 5 days with the next 5 books. books. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Let me know down below if you guys have read any of the books that I talked about today. Which ones should I kind of read a little bit sooner rather than later? And I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.